I cannot believe that this is in fact a Swedish car. I mean, compare Koenigsegg in general to other Swedish brands. Saab, for example, Volvo, reliable, kind of boring in a sense, safe vehicles. And then you have Koenigsegg. They have now released an updated version of the Jesko, which is a track-focused machine. But this is in fact street legal, which is not an easy thing to do. And we're going to have a look at this because I think this is one of the coolest vehicles this year for sure. Love the color and these turbine wheels that we have, carbon fiber turbine wheels inside of the beautiful, look at how tightly this hugs the wheels as well. I mean, it's just a stunning piece of art. New aerodynamics as well. So we're gonna have a look at this in Photoshop in a minute here. First of all, let's talk some of the spec and tech of this machine. So Koenigsegg's latest hypercar is a track monster designed to obliterate lap records. You have limited production special based on the Jesko, promising even better performance on the track. The model is in fact street legal, but comes with more power, less weight, and even more aggressive aero. The hypercar is, of course, every time a special hypercar, limited production hypercar comes out like this, they're sold out before you even know it exists, and that is the case with this as well. So production is limited to 30 units, all of which have already been spoken for at an undisclosed price, and it's called the Sadair Spear. We're gonna have a look at where that name comes from in a minute here. Production is limited to 30 units, all of which have been sold out. According to Christian von Koenigsegg, the new hypercar is destined to set records and has already proven to be 1.1 seconds faster than the absolutely insane Jesko attack at the Gotland Ring track in Sweden. So first, they added more power. Of course, we need more power. The twin-turbo V8 engine benefits from new calibration and enhanced cooling. As a result, the output is now 1,300 horsepower on regular gas and up to 1,625 horses on E85. This represents an increase of 20 and 25 horsepower respectively over the Jesko attack. Power is still transmitted to the rear axle via Koenigsegg's flywheel-free light-speed transmission. They call it the LST, exclusively operated with the paddles behind the steering wheel. And this is another reason. I made a video a while back about Koenigsegg and how in awe I am of this company, because this is not a big company and they do pretty much everything in-house. Some ingenious solutions for the gearbox and this new manual shifter that they have as well, and everything is done in-house by a very, very small team. So the Sadair Spear is 35 kilos lighter than the Jesko, meaning it surpasses the 1-to-1 power-to-weight ratio of its Koenigsegg 1-to-1 predecessor. Of course, there is a track-focused chassis setup. The suspension received lighter springs and, again, in-house developed front triplex dampers combined with enhanced multi-layer carbon fiber ceramic brakes featuring strong materials for the pads. If the aero wasn't enough on the Jesko attack, they improved the aero even further, largely thanks to a new double blade active rear wing. The rear end is slightly longer, so it's almost like a long tail, while the front canards, louvers, hood vents, and side intakes have been redesigned for better cooling. You have air core carbon fiber wheels with this turbine blade directional design, which is unique for each corner. And that is something, if you look at cars, mass-produced cars, if they have a sort of a turbine-like wheel, they rotate in the wrong direction depending on what side you're looking at the car. So the same wheel, they don't have the same rotational pattern on each side. Here, each car is unique for each corner. So it features a redesigned center console and carbon fiber seats. On the interior, you have reduced isolation, a lighter components as well. It retains features though. Even though this is a track-focused beast, you still have the smart cluster display, wireless charging, and also the bird's eye parking assist, meaning that we do have 360 camera in this. It's something you definitely want. You don't want to mess up any of these wings and spoilers that we have on the side. So the Sadair Spear was the favorite racehorse of Jesko von Koenigsegg, which is the father of the company's founder and CEO, who lent his name to, of course, the base Jesko model. So achieving such track dominance in a fully road legal vehicle is nothing short of remarkable, says Christian von Koenigsegg, and I have to agree with that. I mean, it looks absolutely insane. I wonder what the price was for this, for the lucky 30 customers that got a hold of this. Koenigsegg, when they first started, the early days, even from the very first model, they still had a clear identity of what they wanted to look like when it comes to proportions, and specifically the greenhouse. The greenhouse is, to me, what makes Koenigsegg special. With this visor design that we have going on here, you can see how beautifully attached the carbon fiber side mirrors are here, looking stunning. And it feels un-Swedish, this car, and that's what I love about Koenigsegg, because in Sweden you're not supposed to stand out too much. You're supposed to keep to yourself, be a little dialed down. But Koenigsegg, of course, is a complete opposite to that, and I like this arrow that we have here as well, pointing to where the air is flowing in from. Beautiful designs on the side. It's almost like an onion. You have a lot of layers in this surfacing that we have here. The front end, one thing I wanted to change on the Jesko are the headlights. I think the headlights deserve more attention because this is the eyeball of the car. So I want the headlights to be a little bit bigger than this. They look a little too small for me. Usually that's not something I would say about cars. I like when the headlights are not too big, but in this case I feel like they're just a little bit too small. Then we have new arrow here on the side as well, as you can see, and a massive shelf on the bottom, full carbon fiber front lip sticking out all the way to this point. And this is one reason why it's a good idea to have the 360 camera, of course, installed in this vehicle. Now looking at the side view, it's crazy to think about, but you can clearly tell that this is a Koenigsegg just by looking at the lines, even, as I said, from the very early days of Koenigsegg. And this wing has to be one of the most aggressive wings I have ever seen on a production vehicle. It sits attached with this carbon fiber arm here to the backside of the vehicle itself. And here you can see this visor design going down something like this. You have an A-pillar here that is barely visible. It feels like the glass is wrapping around the entire front end, and that is what makes Koenigsegg special to me. And then, of course, we got to talk about these wheels. Turbine wheels with this bronze carbon fiber. Thankfully, they did not make these black. I'm very happy to see that we have some color finally coming back to wheels. And in the very low section, you can see that we have a massive diffuser in the back that then continues and connects to the side skirt in the side of the vehicle, and then of course continuing into this massive front lip that we have, or front spoiler that we have in the front end. And I really like this cutout that we have for the vehicle as well. This cutout right here, it feels like Koenigsegg has grown up and they now are very, very confident in their design language and in their DNA, something that they've built over the years. I think it started properly with the Agera probably, where they really nailed in their DNA for what they want the Koenigsegg to look like. Now looking at the rear end, this looks absolutely insane. Almost, I mean, it's 100% functionality back here. If you want to have a street legal car that goes this fast around the track, you need to really focus on more the functionality than the aesthetics. But the nature, in some way, automatically creates beautiful shapes. So if you have something that's supposed to glide easily through the wind, you get beautiful shapes, and I think that is what's going on here as well. I also like these taillights, how they sit in within this eyelid that we have sitting on top of it, and you can clearly see this massive wing in the rear end, looking absolutely fantastic and brutal. It's a brutal car, this thing, but it still retains some of this elegance that we want to see in hypercars, of course. So very, very cool car by Koenigsegg, and I think they've crushed it. I can't wait to see what the next iteration of Koenigsegg's design DNA is going to look like. I hope they still keep this automotive flow in their designs and don't start to go into this more industrial feel that we see across a lot of car companies today from different parts of the world. This still has this exotic feel to it with very fluid surfaces in combination, of course, with a couple of sharp key lines, and also this layered surfacing that we have specifically in the side view.